Hi, again. Somehow I have managed to find my role as talent. I don't know how I ended up here. Never signed up for this gig. Oh wait, maybe I did. I don't remember.
I think you did.
Oh crap. Welcome to Udicci.IT presents Palms. Palms. What do you mean palms, right? Yeah. Palms as in palm trees, right? That's what we were thinking of hopefully first, or in our case it might be the palm of your hand, as in our professional and life management system, which is also called Palms. But in this particular case, we're talking about Palms, the professional and life management series on Udicci.TV. Yes, www.udicci.TV is our website, where you can find these videos and many, many more with much better talent, except for Tag. Sorry. I think I'm going to beat you, Tag. Yeah, that's what I should shoot for. Yeah. Anyways. For those that missed Real Talk 360, Tag lost his cool. I think we need to get Magdiel back in there. You know, all this talent. Anyways. I don't have a suit, Tag. I don't need a suit. Just saying. Anyways, who am I? I'm Tim Maslin. I am the president of Udicci, co-founder, programmer, and everything else. And this show is meant to talk about professional and life management as a whole. And part of the reason why is because, as I said at the beginning, we have a system that is meant to help people in their professional and life management. And where we are right now is we need to kind of figure out, well, everybody may have different definitions of what that means in their life. So I guess it's up to us to reach out to the market and try to figure out what that is. So I was a country boy turned programmer, and sometimes I get too close to the forest for the trees, and I've had to go through my own variations of professional and life management, and I'm going to offer my thoughts and my suggestions from what I've learned over not just the past 5 years of doing Udicci, but the past businesses that I've been involved in and past employers that I've had, and the things that I've learned along this path. And one thing I know is everybody preaches it and everybody talks about it, setting goals. And we're going to be talking tonight about setting goals, or this afternoon. Jeez. Hey, this is interesting. I'm not used to being on in the afternoon. Anyways, so as I said, now I'm kind of finding myself in the talent role, and I don't know what this means, and I'm just kind of starting to figure out what it means as we go through the process. We're looking for a certain field. We want to have certain guests. I'm thinking that I'd like to talk to a lot of the community leaders and talk about what they experience or what their perspective of professional and life management is, and how they correlate professional and life and the balance between the two. And I think I'd like to get some business leaders and talk to them about what it is they do to keep themselves straight, from setting goals to managing their time and managing all their aspects of their daily lives, not just personal but also professional. So I kind of sat down and I thought about it, and I was like, well, what do I want this show to become? And I guess the biggest thing is we are about community development, and as a whole, Udicci. And what I'm looking to achieve is something that helps people and helps them become more efficient, more effective, because it's something that we've had to learn and we've had to go through. And it's something that I think is incredibly important and requires a lot of perseverance. So, with that, I think we're going to go to a quick break. and then we're going to come back and kind of talk about the professional life.
Speaker 2, right?
Mic 2, yep, mic 2.
And I am going to. You ready?
Yep. All right, we're back. So I'm kind of changing the format from what I originally had, so bear with me. I might get a little bit hiccupy in the middle of this. So I kind of wanted to reach back into the professional life, and I wanted to talk about my professional life and what professional life means to me. And most people look at professional as where you work and that type of thing. When I look at it, it's not just where I work, it's also how I carry myself when I am out in public, no matter where I may be, and if it's business or not. Because I think that reflects on us when we are out and about. And what ends up happening is I start getting into these conversations about my profession with people that are actually interested, and I start to get this little bit of a passion that grows inside of me and starts to come out. Because profession, to me, is passion. It's what we're meant to be passionate about. And you heard so many people say that if it's a profession that you're doing that you're not having fun or you're not passionate about, it's not going to be enjoyable. It's going to be a job. Whereas what we're doing with Udicci, I recall back to businesses where I wake up and I was so excited to get into the office and start the day and really keep moving forward. And Udicci lately has been starting to really kind of turn into that element. And it's a good feeling. So from a profession, all of a sudden you start to get this passion growing. And then more things start to come out, and then more people start to get wind of what we're doing. You start to get this when you're going through an entrepreneur life, it's not easy. So to have those moments is really a lot of fun. So then what happens is I start getting passionate and I start talking fast. And anybody that knows me knows that I talk too fast. I can't slow it down. I'm working on it. as you can hopefully see in this case. But the passion starts to get that excitement, and it's almost like an adrenaline rush where you get this, you know that what you're doing has meaning and is going to have impact. All of a sudden you see people starting to come along the path. And from a profession, that's what you want to see, is people that believe in you and people that feel good around you, and to keep pushing that forward. And from all of the things that we've gone through and what that means, there are so many times along this 5.5-year journey right now that it hasn't been this easy. It hasn't been, oh man, I just get up and I want to be there.
This is easy?
Yeah, it's Saturday afternoon. It's what, 85 degrees in here? Yes. So, to kind of get back on track, anyways, the professional side of all of what we do takes a lot of work. So you have to kind of manage your life. You have to set your goals. You have to manage your time. You're going to struggle through the entire process. That's part of the process, I think. I think you have to struggle in order to understand what works for you. Because not everybody's the same. Not everybody works the same way. So you kind of have to find what works for you, but you have to find what works for you. For me, it's a whiteboard. And sometimes a Word document, and sometimes an email, and sometimes a text message, and sometimes Udicci now, which is even better. We finally have a platform where we can start bringing all this stuff in. And to know that we can bring something to market that is going to help people with their professional lives is exciting. Because that means people are going to become more efficient, more effective. They're going to start spitting out things like they've never seen before. And all of a sudden, you're going to see a small business boom. I believe we can help that. So, from professional management side, I think that what we really need to find is what works for people and help them discover what works and help them learn why it's important and where they can improve. And then what I want to do is I want to actually, we're actually going to have training classes in here for professionals, small business, entrepreneurs, anybody that wants to come in, thinking about starting a business. It doesn't matter. We want to help those types of people. And it starts with being able to manage your own lives. So, with that, we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back and we'll talk about the Rochester IT Spotlight. Yes, sir. Oh, geez, see that? Timing. I didn't get the thing. Thanks for that. No. That's Lisa's move. Okay, so we've been talking a lot of technology today. It's Saturday afternoon, 1:30 in the afternoon. We're live streaming, hopefully still, and still on air. So we're going to go into a segment that I called Innovations. And, I just kind of wanted to introduce this segment a little bit and what the types of things we're going to be talking about. And, hopefully we'll be bringing guests in to talk about innovations. We have a couple people now that would fit into that category that are working with us. So we'll be working to get them on the show and talk to them about their innovations and what other innovations they see coming down the road. So innovations in our minds typically revolve around technology. And one of the things, for instance, that I have found and actually ordered one is called a coin. And what it is it's actually a digital credit card that you can put all of your credit cards on. And it scans anywhere just like a normal card. You're able to choose which card you want to use. So these are the types of innovations that we're talking about. Another kind of cool technology toy that I had ordered was a thing called a Myo. And the Myo is an armband that pretty much monitors your arm movements, up, down, left, right, twisting, all that type of stuff. And you can control presentations with it. So these are things that are going to make our lives easier or different, or, we talk about whether or not people are going to actually start using them, buying them, So there's a lot of discussions around innovations that we can have. And, we've got a couple people here locally that we're working with already. Great innovative products and great innovations that they're working on. And that's kind of what we're hoping to achieve with this segment. And so from that, we'll talk about some goals. We're changing it around. So like I said, it's going to be a little bumpy here today. And as we kind of work out the format we're trying to achieve with the series Palms. So kind of spinning it back around to the management side of life and profession. And Chuck wanted to bring back in some of the goals. And as many of you know, we have a goal. And maybe not a lot of people know, but the goal for Udicci has been 4 years now as public knowledge, or maybe longer.
Oh, you're talking about the big goal. I'm talking about the next small goal.
Yeah, I know, but I'm starting at the big goal, and then we'll talk about the small goals just to kind of introduce.
Yeah, I don't remember when we set that.
Yeah, it was early on, right?
Yeah, I think we gave ourselves about 10 years.
Yeah, so we're about 2 to 3 years into that 10 years right now.
I really don't recall. I mean, we need to go back and look at that. I don't recall when we set that. I'm going to say it might have been early on, though. It might have been around like the first year.
Yeah, it might have been the first year. So Chuck had something kind of struck him, and he brought it back to me, and we talked about it and what it meant and what it would require. And at the time, we didn't even have a clue how we were going to go about obtaining this goal. And here we are 5.5 years into the business, and we are working towards that goal. We have a plan, and we'll talk about all of the steps to being successful on achieving your goals. So as Chuck said, we kind of want to start a little bit smaller, because that's a long-term goal. What we're looking at is more of the short-term goals. So what are you thinking? Did you have something specific that you had in mind, Chuck?
Well, I for the people who've tuned in over the past couple nights, they may have seen a couple changes, but I'm going to just go ahead and throw up on the screen here. Actually, if you want to just kind of wander back there so people get it.
Oh, yeah.
This is our new little kind of tiki bar that we have over at the studios. It's I don't know that I like the name tiki bar or anything else, but there you go. If you will, it's our beach bar. And what a lot of people don't know is that my wife is from Beaufort, South Carolina, and it is our plan to actually head down to Charleston, South Carolina in 2018, and we set ourselves a goal of actually having our second Udicci studio. And the funny thing is, we set that goal quite a ways back, actually, but we had set that goal that we would have another a location in 2018 down in Charleston, and they always talk about keeping your goals in front of you. So we actually wanted to take that extraordinarily literally, and that is our beach bar. That is our southern bar. That's at least internally, that's how we think of it. That's what it kind of means, and
it's sort of become the party place.
Yeah,
on
it's kind of become a little party place.
Yeah. Which is fun. It's, a lot of people. I was actually telling somebody as I was walking Maverick the other day, ran into some friends on the street, some fellow dog walkers, and was talking to them about the fact that we had built a bar in our facility, and they were kind of blown away by that. He said, "You have a bar where you work?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Doesn't every place?" And they all kind of chuckled, but it definitely is a unique feature to Udicci Studio 252, and that's fun. And we got more work to do on it.
Oh yeah, it's funny because it's obviously not really much of a bar, right? It's also our work table. We're constantly cutting stuff on it. In the grand scheme of things, it's really just a shelf.
Yep.
That we kept. We kept one shelf off of, and we decorated it. So it's it's a functional bar, if you will. But it is interesting, right? When you think about Google and all the stuff that they do for their employees, and it's kind of our little way of saying thank you.
Yep.
To all the people who have supported us over the years and who come out and still, in growing numbers, are coming out. And the bar is not for everybody, but definitely for some cast and characters.
Sure. Good point. We got to make that clear. The stuff that we're doing here at Udicci Studio is very cool, and you're welcome anytime. But there are certain points that we consider beyond where where we allow people. It's just kind of laying the foundation. Everybody understands, I'm sure. It's one of those things. We just got to set that boundary. But from the bar perspective, one of the things I like is the fact that how much, people have kind of just watched the evolution of the studio and watched the vision come together, and how many people are actually getting more and more excited about the bar. Not the rest of the stuff, the bar. I just, I understand, but...
Well, I don't, last night... when Amy was here from Veritas.
Yes.
I don't know if you were able to hear what we were talking about, but I was talking to her about what we're going to be doing here on second Saturdays, and heading into the afternoon cocktail, picking up right with Amanda Ashley where we left off last year.
Right.
But sharing with what we're doing, that we want to highlight the culture as well as you're wanting to spotlight the innovations in the business right now. If you will, after 2:00, we're going to kind of go much more laid back. Right. And we're going to kind of explore the culture of upstate New York, all the incredible history that we have through here, but also the incredible music scene that we have.
I was actually rewatching The Creative Entrepreneur, as I do many times, because I love the performance David put on for us. Again, thank you, David Michael Miller. As we were going through the different interviews, and your interview with David and some of the things that he had said, and for him to see the evolution of this and kind of step into this, but you guys were talking about the open mic, and I was thinking is when you really think about what Rochester brings into this community and the music, and you think about David Michael Miller played open mic at the Firehouse Saloon, a small little kind of bar that's not bad. It's a nice bar, really a good place for sound.
You always talk about Selwyn Birchwin, he's in town.
Abilene, over at Abilene. Those are guys that are playing in Rochester, and this is talent this is top level talent. Did you see Selwyn Birchwood actually just won the Up and Coming Artist Award or something like that from Blues? He was winning awards. He's topping the charts, and David the same thing. And then you have Mike Brown, and Mike Brown nominated for a Grammy because of production he did on music, and now he's producing David Michael Miller. That's cool.
And that's,
and Amanda,
and that's just the beginning of it all,
yes.
Right? And then, but anyways, getting back to Amy last night, we were talking about it because she runs Veritas, which is the wine bar over on, I think it's Alexander near Monroe.
Yep.
And I was telling her that we wanted to kind of start featuring some of the wineries up here because upstate New York, not only maybe our wine doesn't hold up to California in certain circles, but We have some phenomenal wines that are world class.
Oh, sure.
Beyond that, we also have incredible beauty. I mean, the
Finger Lakes is unbelievable.
Certainly, Silicon Valley has nothing on Rochester.
Yes, this is absolutely the most beautiful, especially in the fall and the spring. It's incredible. The Lilac Festival is coming up, and all that type of stuff that, man, you just go out there and it's absolutely incredible, the stuff that's around this community, around this area.
I think that's what the entire afternoon.
Yep.
The afternoon cocktail. It's gonna be about lifestyle.
Yeah.
And it's really going to be talking about, that other part of Palms, right? Professional and life management. But what we're talking about there is lifestyle.
Yes, that's life management. I mean, that's what you're trying to manage is the lifestyle you're living or how you're living that lifestyle. So,
and I think what we want people to take away from that is that they get to, on these afternoons, is that they get to create their own lifestyle.
Right.
It's within their own hands to do so.
Right.
But yeah, I think that... I'm looking forward to the afternoon cocktail.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. Getting Amanda back is going to be a lot of fun, and now there's this whole little rivalry going on between Amanda and Tag, and that's fun. That's going to be a fun one to watch play out because I think, unfortunately, Tag, I don't know, man. I'm thinking you're in trouble. I just saying. I got your back and stuff, but this one I don't know I can. But
I think it's a lot of good times coming and. I think, today, I guess we're going to rerun an afternoon cocktail.
Yep, we're going to rerun last year with, which one did I choose? I think I ended up choosing the one with Jimmy Lee Highsmith.
Okay.
So that was, because that was a pretty good interview. And I think it's like an hour and 50 minutes, so that was the longest one I could find.
Okay, that's interesting. So for people who are tuned in, go ahead and watch that.
Yeah.
And, I think we're going to start having, like I say, I think we're going to do things a little bit slower paced here than, say, our first Fridays.
Yes.
A little bit different feel than our Thursday night socials, which are largely business networking.
Yep.
This we really just wanted as a place to people to relax and have good conversation.
Right. And sometimes come on and be on camera and be able to share your perspective or, help people understand better. That's what we're about, is sharing the vision, sharing the education, sharing and everything as much as we can. So
it's going to be good.
Yes, it's been an interesting day. I'm talent. I don't know. I'm still not sure I like this yet, but
well, I guess can pay you the only way that we can pay talent. Should we go to the bar?
Yeah, I think we should go to the bar.
All right, let's do that.
You gonna turn the mic off, or you want to leave the mic on?
I don't know. We'll
leave the mic on. We're gonna leave the mic on for a few minutes. Enjoy the conversation.
You got that? We got a crown. Anybody know what this is? Well, that's the first.
What?
Got it that far off and one time. And it's stuck.
That's funny. Oh boy, I should have opened this bottle first.
There we go.
Watch the guys struggle in the back with opening a bottle to be able to drink on camera. Social TV.
That's what it is. Social TV.
Social.
All right. I probably need to
That's a good one.
zoom in a little bit here and
Only a little bit, but you got it? You ready? All right, gotta do a little bit more soda.
You know, a lot of spins since I've had a crown.
there we go. Cheers.
Cheers. Ah.
Yeah,
Cheers.